Meet deflation mode. One of the most unique modes in BTD6, starting on round 31, ending on round 60, where the player has 20,000 cash to work with, but that's all you get, as all income methods are disabled, whether by pops, banana farms, powers, or other sources. So surely if I went into the new map 3 mines around, loaded up deflation game, and just tried mining some of the crystals, there's absolutely zero chance that would give me extra money, right? Well, this might be the easiest map of all time. So because you can make an extra couple $1,000s through the mining of gemstones, I have my eyes set on beating the deflation world record, which is currently set to around 135 by Mackin rules. So let's see if we can do this. All right, here we go, guys. Can I get the deflation world record? I think this is the first time I've ever done a video in this mode, so it's pretty exciting. Now, a lot of you guys are probably thinking initially, of course you can, because if you remove every single mine pile, you get an extra $101,000. The thing about that though is I don't think I can remove all of them. Even if I spend like no money on defense, they don't give you enough money to technically fund each other, you know what I'm saying? I think I can probably afford this 25k removal after these 3 guys are done working, but I doubt I can afford the 50k, and definitely not going to be able to afford the 100k. Let's get into my strategy though. We did bring the hero Admiral Brickell, because I feel like a Brickell based strategy is going to be extremely effective on this map. I'll kind of get into the reasons why, but first of all, let's get a discount village in here and get Brickell down. On top of that, I am going to pair Brickell with a submarine right here. Submarine's going to play a couple pivotal roles for us. One, it's going to be decamo, obviously. It's going to pop some balloons on top of that. But the other great part about the plutonium reactor is it gives water-based towers a 15% cooldown reduction. And this whole first attempt is going to be pretty much reliant on the mega mine from Brickell to do most of the damage, as I think that would be super effective on this map in particular, as all the balloons just do laps around the center, right? This big circle. And I feel like the mega mine will have a big enough blast radius to pretty much hit the whole circle. That's just my plan. We'll see how it ends up working out. And I guess we can kind of math out how much extra cash I'm actually going to have to play with. Normally you have 20,000 to work with in deflation mode, right? We get extra 435 from this guy. I think this one costs 3k, so we get an extra 1.6k. Call it 2k in total. And then you get an extra 5k from this one. So that puts us at 7k. Then lastly, you get an extra 12k from this one. So assuming I can remove all 4 of those mines, nothing else, we'll be working with an extra 19k cash, which is 100% a lot more than the typical 20k you have in deflation, but it's not an unbelievable amount more, you know what I'm saying? Okay, wait, we just got all the money, and we do have enough. Wait, we don't have enough. Oh no, we would have enough to remove this if I did spend money on defense. And I forgot, you can actually sell in deflation mode. So technically, I could sell and remove this, right? But I'm obviously dead if I do that. So to get this strategy to work, I'll need a much cheaper early game. Find a way to defend the early rounds until I can get this $37,000, then we'll be set. Okay, let's restart. But that does spice up the strategy on this a little bit, I've got to say. Okay, this is the next strategy I've developed. I feel like this is the cheapest defense I can build, which will still leave affording this 25k removal in budget. Oh, wait. Camo balloons. I don't have camo detection yet from Brickell. I think that comes later. I mean, it's technically fine if we leak these. It's not like I'm making money from these balloons to begin with. We just gotta be careful about the life count. All right, I've just been leaking all the camo balloons, and I'm actually down to 46 lives, so it's gonna be cutting it close, but I should be able to afford this. If my math, yes, my math was correct. Okay. There's camo balloons around 42 though. When does Brickell even get camo detection? Oh, I think it's level 8. And then I'm pretty sure I'm dead next round. I don't know if I'm able to pull off this 25k removal. I feel like it's important though, because you make a 12k profit off this one. And that 12k profit's gonna be huge for us. Let's just see how this looks. If I use Brickell ability, yeah, we don't defend the camos. I guess we can try a crow's nest boat with grape shot. This is a very similar setup to what I had last time, just with camo detection, but the unfortunate part is last time I had double shot, so our overall damage output is much less here. But we do defend camo balloons, which is the upside. Okay, we've made it all the way to round 40 once again. Defending this mob is not really much of a problem. Let's start removing this one. $400 to spare. But I guess the question becomes, can this setup defend until round 50? I feel like that's kind of unlikely. Who knows though? The main round I'm worried about here should be pretty obvious. It's round 49. That just has a ton of balloons. And I feel like we're gonna struggle pretty hard. Here we go, round 49. When do I use the naval tactics ability? Now? Close targeting. Other ability. I'm leaking pretty hard here, aren't I? Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. I am completely dead. Dude, we're 2 rounds away. No. No, game, please. Huh. There's no retry last round? I thought there was. That's so annoying. I thought I could just lose and then do retry last round because I was gonna try the microing. Now I've just gotta start back from square one and rebuild the setup again. Let's try selling the boat though. How much cash do I actually have to work with here? 1260. Is that enough for a glaive ricochet? That's the one thing that comes to mind. It is, but no cross path. No cross path is not it. If I could afford that red heart rings, I feel like this would work. We still are doing decent, I'm not gonna lie. This is not bad. But yeah, rear rainbows are gonna destroy me without red heart rings. Okay. Ooh, I think I found the upgrade, guys. I think I found the upgrade. Wall of fire. Surely this works. On a map with a bunch of overlap too. Yes, appears to be defending. Oh man. Okay. Well, actually, wait. Regrows. Okay, as long as we can defend round 50, we can get this show on the road and actually build my real setup. Finally. It's just been getting to this point has been so difficult. I don't know how many loops this mob has remaining, unfortunately. I think we're okay though. Yeah, we're fine. Oh man, we've made it this far. $37,000. Okay. Actually, more than that after I sell you. Because I don't want this wizard anymore. Almost 38k. So we lost like $1,000 through all of the buying and selling in the early game, but it's fine. I think I'm going to go for a village. Discounts on you. And then we're going to discount a second village here. Let me cook. Jungle drums. We'll leave the second village uncross-pathed. I am going to get that reactor I was talking about initially. I feel like that's really strong. And now what else? I've got 30k to work with. I know one thing that pairs extraordinarily well with Brickell is stalls. So that's what's coming to mind here. How about we spend a bunch of money on an absolute zero? I've used this combination in videos before, absolute zero with Admiral Brickell and a reactor, and it's so strong, guys. We can probably build this into a Moab glue. We actually still have a decent amount of cash. Do we go all the way to Relentless then? Honestly, let's just leave it at this and save the rest of our money. Plus, we can sell this discount village later. It's best not to sell the discount village yet because we might want to discount something else in the future. But yeah, I like our current setup, and we still have some room to work with it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we've made it to round 60, so this is the last round of just regular deflation mode. Obviously, we'll be hopping into the free play, but how do we look against this BFB? We don't have the Mega Mine yet, which uses abilities. We can use an absolute zero freeze as well. And that looks to be pretty easy. I mean, look at how slow those blimps are, by the way. Getting frozen from absolute zero and the Moab glue. There you have it. Let's hop into the free play. Okay, one thing I noticed is the absolute zero actually no longer freezes zebra balloons. I think that was a change in the recent update, because it definitely did that beforehand. Like, these zebras would be getting the global freeze effect in the past, you know what I'm saying? On top of that, I know that absolute zero got some other nerfs, like a higher price and some other changes that just don't come to my mind right now, but I'll put them on the screen for you guys in case you're curious. Even with the nerfs though, I still feel like this is just the main upgrade that comes to mind to pair with Brickell, you know what I'm saying? Okay, let's see how big the blast radius is, if I can even reach the mobs on the right-hand side. It looks like I can. Okay, that's good news to me. I assumed it would be big enough explosion because the explosions from it are pretty massive, if you know what I'm saying. But it's definitely nice to see it in practice. Alright, fast forward to round 75. None of these rounds have been too interesting yet, but I always like to showcase this round just because it's one of the more potent mid-game rounds that can be a little bit difficult. I think with the Mega Mine, though, this will be pretty simple. The way you kind of want to play this strategy, and you'll see it more in the later rounds for sure, but you use the Mega Mine ability and then freeze after it. The absolute zero is super important because it gives you more time to get that Mega Mine back off cooldown and use it again if it's a necessity. Obviously in this case it's not. We are fine with only one Mega Mine, but you get the point. Now here's a tactic I'm going to be utilizing for sure in the future: mine stacking. If we can stall the balloons at the end of a round, that will allow us to place down Mega Mines preemptively before the next round starts, thus having a big power ready that can take care of blimps early on. So let's see if it works in action against this ZOMG here. I think I've got two currently down, and I've got a third one just off cooldown. Okay, yes. Yeah, you can see all three just took that out very fast. By the way, guys, I know I've said this in my previous videos with Brickell, but isn't this the most satisfying thing ever? Just seeing the ability to take care of all the blimp layers. I mean, it's beautiful. You have to admit it. And we should be able to get another Brickell ability off before these mobs go too far, thanks to the slows I have. Let's go for it. There you go. Place your bets right now. No skipping forward in the video. That's against the rules. Will this strategy make it past round 135? What do we think? All right, so next round we have DTs to deal with. So I'm trying to beat round 89 with the Megamind available. I don't really think it's that important though, because even if I don't have the Megamind available, we can slow down the DTs enough with the Absolute Zero and Moab Glue to get the ability back off cooldown. You know what I'm saying? Here we go though. Let's just one-shot these DTs real quick. Bye-bye. All right, how do we perform against a pretty dense round here? Let's use a Megamind right away. It doesn't one-shot the ZOMGs anymore, so we gotta be careful about that, but we'll pair it with a Absolute Zero ability, and I guess we can use the other Brickell abilities too. Round 95, though, this could be an interesting one. I think I'm gonna wait a really long time. Well, actually, no, let's use a Megamind right now. And then I'm gonna wait. And probably use a slow now. Oh, dude, look at Brickell go with just the abilities. We're popping DTs without the Megamind. Okay, I see Brickell. And let's use another Megamind now. Perfect. And then we can freeze the ceramics. Oh, I might die there. Okay, good thing I caught that. All right, take 2 at this. Second mine. Perfect. Let's freeze now. Use these abilities. And we have Brickell on first target instead of strong targeting, which I think made a difference for us as well. We are completely good. Nice. Round 98 could be a little bit rough then. Let's use 1 at the top. And then use Absolute Zero after it. Second one's to activate now. All the ZMGs are popped, which could be good, could be bad. I'm not sure. Right now, this is looking kind of scary. Let's use another one. All right, all the BFBs are now popped. All right, Megamind now. Yes. Absolute Zero after it. Okay, I don't know how many loops these guys have done. I think I've still got some time to work with. Another Megamind. Wait, that actually did nothing. Uh-oh. It's getting blocked by ceramics once again. Is that the end? Yeah, I'm gonna leak this. I'm gonna leak this. Okay. Is it that time to spin the rest of my cash? That's what I'm wondering. I'm gonna say sorta. We're not gonna spend the rest of it, but we'll buy one thing, and that's primary mentoring. I feel like primary mentoring is really good here. It gives me shorter ability cooldowns on the Absolute Zero, of course. But then on top of that, it also increases the range and pierce of my Moab Glue, which is really nice too. I think I'm gonna use a Megamind up here this time. Does this reach? I think it does. Yeah, it does. Okay. I like that location. Okay, we almost leaked a balloon there, but not that many. Let's use 1. Actually, let's not use 1 more. We're good. We're good. We can start stacking them in the back. Man, if we're already struggling against 98, I don't know if we can make it 135 rounds. But again, you have to believe in the Brickell leveling, guys. Like, Brickell gets so much stronger at level 18 and 20. All right, DT is in round 99. I think I'm fine against these guys. Hopefully we can stall a couple ceramics to help me out for round 100. I would like to get a couple mines down if possible. All right, we got 1 mine down and like half the cooldown on the next. Hopefully we're okay against this. We can use Brickell abilities as well. The single target damage is all right, I guess. We have level 18 Brickell 2 now, so Megamind cooldown is reduced. 1 more. There we go. Freeze. We're fine. No need to fear. Another Megamind is here. And just like that, guys, we have defended round 100 in deflation mode. So that does achieve the, I think, inflated achievement, which is beating round 100 in deflation mode. Obviously, we're going to push this thing farther, but just a nice little milestone, I guess you could say. All right, guys, I can't beat round 104 to save my life. I've been on this round a couple attempts, and I think the problem is my mines are getting pierce capped from ceramics. So we'll try more glaives and see if that helps me out at all. We will have to sell the village to make this happen, which is fine. How do we look against round 104? It's really, like, if I beat this round 2, I'm pretty sure I get the next tier of Brickell, so it's really important. The pops seem to be going pretty nicely. I mean, it's not going to pop every ceramic, obviously. I still feel like we'll struggle against ceramics quite a bit, but even if I can just deal with a couple of them, the Megamind's Pierce will be used on the Moabs a lot more effectively, is what we need. All right, use you now. It's gotten 38,000 pops in 1 round. That seems decent. Come on, another mine. And freeze right after. Yep. Come on. Another Megamind. Nice. Brickell ability. I'm pretty sure these Moabs are on their way out. I don't think they have another loop to do. Yeah. We are gonna die here. Dang. It definitely helped me though, because that was closer than my previous attempts. Okay, I might have done this time. I may have done it. We dodged the BFBs with our initial explosions to separate the round a little bit, but we've done it. Round 104 defeated, and I think we'll have level 20 Brickell now, please. Yes, we got it. Now, I'm not sure if this Morglaive is here to stay. We can always sell that later, but it was a huge help. I mean, we got like 90,000 pops from one round. Is that not crazy, by the way? Bye-bye BFBs. But yeah, level 20 Brickell is just a huge help. You get more pierce with the explosion, bigger blast radius, and the damage gets amplified from like, I think 4,000 to 11,000 with the explosion. So in all honesty, round 104, 100% was one of the hardest rounds of this. I'm hoping we get some easy rounds now. How do we look in DTs? We'll use this now, clear out all of them, and then I'm gonna wait on this absolute zero ability till a lot come out. Use it now, and hopefully that buys me enough time to get the Megamind back. Yep. And we clear out the rest. That is so satisfying. I love the Megamind, dude. It's gotta be one of the coolest upgrades in the game. Or coolest abilities in the game. It's not an upgrade, technically. Alright, another hour of grinding through these rounds later, we have made it to round 117, which is a huge DDT round. So let's lock in here, and hopefully we can defend this. I'm gonna wait till now to release you. Oh, is it actually only that? I guess that was it. It wasn't too many DTs, in all honesty. We are completely fine. Now, round 118 is an interesting one. I'm actually thinking about changing my defensive setup, selling this Morglaives, even though it has so many pops. And the reason behind it is I need to stall this round. I need to build a bunch of mines in the back to defend the next round, which has 3 regular BADs. So the way I'm going to accomplish that is by adding a Horned Owl to the mix. We'll get another Beast Handler up here, and we'll merge these guys. Target this all the way at the top. And what this guy should do is grab ceramics and kind of stall them up here in the top of the map. That way we can stack a bunch of mines towards the tail end of this round. Alright, I think currently I have 3 mines stacked to the very back, and I'm hoping I can at least get a couple more. Oh wait, we're leaking lives. Gotta be careful there. Let's just use one right here. Defend the round safely first. But yeah, you can see the strategy. If I had more glaives here, I would not be able to get this stall and get extra mines down. That just wouldn't be happening. I still don't know if we will take down round 119 though. Those BADs can be a threat. Let's see. First one. Let's go for a mine up here. Nice. And the back mine's gonna set off. Oh wait, some of the mines actually despawned in the back. Ooh, the last BAD is gonna be what might give me issues. I try to use these abilities and keep you on last targeting. DPS it a little bit. Use you. Slow down. I think the first 2 BADs will be completely fine, but it's this last one that I'm worried about, because none of the initial mine explosions actually hit it. Okay, let's use another one now. We might be okay. That's 1 loop. We gotta count the loops, guys. Here's loop number 2 getting finished. I think it's gonna come down to the wire, whether or not we can do this. Oh wait, we actually popped it. Just regularly with the main attack. Oh, these DTs though. Strong targeting? No way. I would have died there. I need to time absolute zero better. Okay, come on. Let's use this on the DTs. We timed our absolute zeros better, so I had a freeze for the DTs. And as long as I don't die against these Moabs, we're fine. These Moabs are on their way out, though. I need one more absolute zero ability, please. Come on. Yes? I think I'm okay. I think we have officially defended round 119, which was one of the biggest rounds I was worried about. There you go. We have another loop, I'm pretty sure, to defend these BFBs, thankfully. So the way I will defend them is I don't want to pop them into Moabs yet, because obviously Moabs are faster. We'll stack 1 mine right here and continue freezing them. Then we can stack a second mine over here, and that should be enough to clean them up. Let's see. 1 activates, second one activates, we are good. 2,000 IQ plays. Now, unfortunately, because I did this Beast Handler play, I can't obviously sell for the Morglaives again. We'll just kind of have to stick with it, but I don't think that's really a problem, since this allows me to mine stack almost every single round, so that's going to help me out a ton.
1 eternity later.
Alright guys, I've been on round 124 for about 45 minutes now, and I honestly don't think I'm going to be able to beat this round. It's weird because you would think this round's easy. It's just fortified BFBs, but the issue is it's a ton of them. And the mines keep getting pierce capped. And I've been trying to finesse this round a little bit of trying to keep like the BFBs alive and dealing with the mobs first to give me more time to pop the round, but it's still just, I don't know. I don't think this round's beatable. Or at least it might have been beatable if I didn't do so much buying and selling inside of this run. But this will be my final attempt, and then if it doesn't work, we'll go on to the next strategy I have in mind, which I think will be more effective. But honestly, I feel like this Brickell strategy wasn't bad. 124 rounds in deflation mode is definitely nothing to forget about. Yeah, you can see I'm dead though. The mobs are on their way out. This time around, we are also going to do it inside of Challenge Editor just because having that retry last round option is going to be really nice. All right, so what's the strategy for the second attempt though? I'm going to use Churchill as he is typically the best hero for deflation. I really felt like Admiral Brickell would work well, but I know for a fact Churchill will work well. So start with him here, but you have to remember we need to get this mine removed. That is what a lot of my strategy kind of had to play around the first time. And Churchill does not get camo detection till level 6, which camo balloons are going to be like the main thing I'm worried about, obviously. Alright, I think what I'm going to do against camos then is go for a sniper right here. The bonus camo damage is really nice. The other nice part about the sniper is it can pop down zebra and black balloons, which Churchill currently has a weakness against. Now obviously Churchill does not have a weakness against those if I use the level 3 ability, which should be great on this map. That's another good part about bringing this strategy. Churchill has some nice lines of fire here. Lots of overlap between the loops and a good straight line, which is exactly what you're looking for with Churchill. Around 39 is no issue. We have level 6 Churchill now. We've got the binoculars. Wait a second. I didn't actually give myself extra lives. Normally you have 200 lives in deflation mode. And what I'm thinking is I didn't even need to go for the sniper because I could have leaked all the camos. Okay, we gotta restart. But yeah, I should technically be able to leak every single camo balloon before I get camo detection on Churchill and be fine. Yeah, this should be able to work. I was able to survive all the way to getting the machine gun with just using the Churchill level 3 ability against black balloons and leaking the camos. We still have 123 lives remaining to leak them. Which you might say, why don't you just go for the sniper, Ryan, and preserve a higher life count? Which is an idea, but I think it's much more effective to save that cash because life count doesn't really mean much at all when you're in round like 130, you know what I'm saying? But what can matter is a couple $100, which I'm going to lose by selling the sniper later, as I'm not planning to have that in my final setup here. And we should be able to start this guy now. Perfect. I'm feeling comfortable about this. I think a Churchill strategy can do it. Because you have to compare it to the previous world record deflation, which was also a Churchill strategy. It was on Resort though, which is probably a better map for Churchill, don't get me wrong. It's a little bit of a longer map too. But you have to think having 19,000 extra to work with will have to offset the advantages Resort has over this map, you know what I'm saying? Alright, after this round concludes, it's time to get to work, guys. 37k coming in my pocket. Let's go. So what I think I'm going to start with is actually 2 discount villages. The reason behind this is you need to keep in mind that I can sell stuff. So I don't actually need to get that much value out of discounting for it to be worth on sell. Either way, underneath double discount, let's go for a primary mentoring village. Then I'm going to get that absolute zero once again because I feel like the absolute zero is just that good that I need to go for it again. And probably a little bit more centered this time. Last time I had it too far to the left. Now I don't want to buy absolute zero yet because there is that monkey knowledge savings with the monkey knowledge we all know and love. So I can technically save on another primary tower if I'd like to get one down, which definitely feeling like getting a glue gunner again. Now, do I want to make this all the way to a relentless glue? That's my question. We'll get glue splatter for sure. I mean, let's do some math. If I spend 3.2k on you, and if I spend 15k on you, I'm low on cash, but then remember I can sell the villages. So what else would I realistically want to buy? I think an alchemist makes sense for Churchill. We can build this all the way to possibly stronger stimulant. All right, I like how we're looking here. Let's get relentless glue now. Get the absolute zero now. And we'll cross path this guy, of course. I feel like this setup can go pretty far, though. I have good feelings about this. And I'm hoping this is about the best Churchill spot on the map. Maybe it would have been more optimal to place him a little bit farther back for a longer straight line. I'm not sure. The advantage of placing Churchill higher up, though, is I have more coverage of the loop that way, which will help out a lot for, like, BAD rounds, for example. All right, let's see this in action against round 63. I really don't think we're going to have any issues for a while, but it's always nice to stop in and check on the setup on a couple of the iconic rounds. You know what I'm saying? Churchill defends this though easily without a single ability used. Another advantage of using this strategy is Churchill has received a ton of buffs in like the last couple of updates. I don't know if he got changed at all in update 51.0, but I know they've been increasing the damage of the level 20 Mold Barrage a lot. So I think this is going to work out well. So far, this has been an absolute cakewalk. I don't know if I've even needed to use a single like Churchill ability, which makes me feel like this is going to be kind of opposite to how the Admiral Brickell was. Like Admiral Brickell's strategy, I had to focus a lot on some of the earlier rounds, right? Especially before I hit level 20 Brickell. Churchill, on the other hand, I feel like it's going to be super easy until I get into maybe the 130s, and then it's going to become super hard. That's my guess. But yeah, you can see the vision with this setup. I mean, we just slow down the blimps a ton with Absolute Zero and Relentless Glue. Churchill and Last Targeting literally just rips through these blimps, no problem. I've got the Mold Barrage ability for the higher layers as well. Alk buff helps out a little bit with extra attack speed, and then Primary Mentoring Village is great, lowering the cooldown of the Absolute Zero, increasing the pierce and range of the Relentless Glue. Everything just synergizes here. Alright, we have made all the way to round 95, and the rounds are still unbelievably easy. But now we get to see how we look against DTs. We can't actually damage DTs with Captain Churchill unless we have the level 3 ability active or the level 10 ability. I'm pretty sure. Well, I guess sometimes you can. You can see the first DT got damaged a little bit. That's because of the acidic mixture dip buff that's on Churchill. Let's use level 3 now, and to use level 10, and to use the Absolute Zero ability. Everything just gets wiped out. Yep. DDTs may be a threat in the future, though, just because of how ability reliant I actually am to defend them. Other rounds, for example, we don't necessarily need the ability to pop the blimps, you know what I'm saying? How do we look against round 98, though? This round should actually be really easy for us. We'll Absolute Zero, level 3, level 10, and that just wipes out all of the ZMGs. Already got 1.6 million pops on Churchill, by the way. Let's use another level 3 ability on Last Targeting. And you can see what I'm talking about with the slows. Just having Absolute Zero more in the center definitely makes a big difference. And same thing with the Relentless Glue. This is a great duo right here. Not a very difficult round. Now I want to make sure to go into round 100 with every ability available ideally. So use level 3 early against these DTs. That should be able to wipe them out. Actually, we left one DT remaining, which is kind of good. Okay, well, we didn't have every ability available, but we're close. Let's see if we have enough damage to deal with this BD. Unfortunately, we don't have level 17 Churchill, which actually could make a big difference, because that increases the Mold Barrage damage, which is really what you're looking for against BDs. Come on, let's get another activation of you. And we'll use the level 3 ability when it comes back in range. Now. Yes. I think we'll be fine. That's been one loop done. And we're probably halfway down on the HP of the BD. Another barrage. Yep, we're on the final damage stage. Let's pop it, please. There we go. Abilities. Yeah, we're good. We're going to defend this with pretty much one whole loop remaining. So I don't know why I was worrying about round 100. Now you might say, if you're struggling this much to round 100, how are you going to defend 3 BDs which have more health on round 119? Well, at that point, we'll have level 17 Churchill, which actually just was gotten with more damage to Mold Barrage ability. And then we'll also have level 20 by then, which massively increases it. So that's why I think I'll be fine against that round. Alright, this is a good round to test Churchill. Tons of Pierce needed here. Let's use level 3 ability and see how we do. Look at that DPS on Churchill, by the way. Pretty crazy stuff. We use Absolute Zero ability now against the Moabs. And dude, this guy is just insane. I'm not gonna lie. We pretty much defended all of that in like half of a loop. I've got DTs to deal with here, which aren't always easy, but I guess I was completely wrong. They are easy, if you got the ability going at least. And then we can freeze when the ability is not going. That's probably the way we'll have to play it in the future. Time the freezes for between the ability uses. Alright, huge ZMG round here. That started off with a barrage ability, but I think that only hits like 5 or 10 different blimps, so it's not really going to do much. The main one we're looking for is level 3 ability here. How's the DPS looking on Churchill, by the way? Pretty solid. We're also about to hit level 20, which is really cool. This round should not be too tough. I really haven't had any rounds like going multiple loops through this map besides round 100, which obviously did like 2.5 loops, I think. Use these abilities again. Come on. Let's go with Absolute Zero. Nice. This round's actually pushing a little bit. I think I'll be fine though. Maybe Last Targeting for a couple shots. Could be decent. Yeah, we're completely fine. The longest balloons I've made is like 2 loops, which still gives me a bunch of breathing room. One more absolute zero ability. Last targeting. Not a struggle, guys. And we have hit level 20. Let's go. Okay. Alright, guys, we've made it to round 119. Now, the thing is, I'm not sure if it's a good idea for me to use the Mo Barrage off the very start, or if I should use it after multiple BDs come out. I think I'm going to use it off the start. So we're going to go back out and come back in. But I'm not sure. There could be an argument for both, obviously. Let's see how we look against this round, though. We've got to defend 3 of them. We have 3 loops to defend them. Second ability can hit all 3 of the BDs. I just said 3 like 3 times. Nice. It should be fine. Look how fast we've actually popped on the first one. That's good. Level 3 ability. Okay. We're actually going to pop these faster than the round 100 BD as well. Last level 10 ability. Come on. Slow it down. Level 3 again. We are completely fine. Wow. That was much easier than I anticipated. And remember how much struggles I had against round 119 with my Brickell strategy as well? Alright, we've got a huge GT round coming up on round 126. It's kind of funny though, I've just realized, like, I haven't had to redo pretty much any rounds with this Churchill setup. So I'm pretty much on track to like black border the deflation world record, which is weird to think about. But yeah, this round was, I guess, really easy. Churchill plus absolute zero is just a pretty broken combination, let's be honest here, guys. And on top of that, we get the nice stuns from Relentless Clue. It's nothing you can really complain about. Also, we should probably have you on last targeting. I don't know why I had it on first. Okay. Well, sometimes you want Churchill on first. I guess it just depends on what you're trying to accomplish with your targeting at the certain point. But round 128 was easy. Okay, round 131. This could be a tough one. There's like 18 fortified ZOMGs. And at this point, they're ramped up so much that the level 10 ability doesn't one-shot the layer, so yeah. We gotta be locked in here, guys. We'll just keep using the abilities on last targeting though off the start. Just trying to maximize my damage output. And maybe we can target to first now. Make sure to use that absolute zero ability whenever it comes off cooldown too. That's a lot of Moabs. It's kind of hard to tell how good you're doing when you're defending sometimes, just because there's like blimps everywhere on the loop, you know what I'm saying? On a map like Logs, for example, you can see how far the blimps have pushed, and they're not really layering on top of each other at every point. But on this map, things can get a little bit scary. Reminds me of Quad in a way, where on Quad, like, the multiple lanes always overlap one another, and you can't really tell what's going on. It looks like, though, we are completely fine. I doubt it even got close. Alright guys, we are about to beat round 134, which means we have made it to the world record round from my man McEnrolls. If you want to see his video on the previous world record, because I know I'm going to beat this here, then it's going to be linked in the top of the description down below. Don't worry about that. He makes some pretty incredible content, so I do highly recommend checking out his channel. But, let's see. DTs weren't too bad. I think it's the fortified ZOMGs that ended his run on this round. That's what got him. We'll target Churchill a little bit, use level 3 ability. I guess we can use absolute zero. I don't know why I waited on that. Use another Mo Barrage. Okay. Level 3 again, absolute zero again. Currently, we're looking pretty good. Absolute zero is just such a broken upgrade that you can afford on this map. You wouldn't really be able to go absolute zero with Captain Churchill on other maps without the extra income. Well, I guess you could probably afford it, but I'm not sure if it'd be very effective because you'd have to skip out on stuff like the Village Alk Buff or Glue Gunner, you know what I'm saying? Either way, this round is not looking like it's a struggle at all. We are completely fine. Let's go. So yeah, I don't know how much longer we can take this. My guess would be round 140. There's a fortified BD on round 140, and it's ramped up a lot more than the previous BDs we have encountered. So I feel like there's just no shot we're gonna be able to pop that. I think we can probably make it to round 140 though. Alright, this could be a difficult round actually. Tons of DTs here. It's gonna come down to ability timing somewhat. I don't know why I waited to use the abilities too. That probably wasn't very smart to wait to use them. Come on, another absolute zero. Let's put you on first targeting actually, and use Churchill ability again. I really can't tell how far these guys are pushing, if I'm doing good or bad. I'm hoping we're doing good. If I use the Mo Barrage though, it targets the farthest DTs along the track. So that should help me out too. Okay. Another absolute zero, another ability, and we should be fine here. As long as the blimps are slowed from the absolute zero, they barely move at all, and we're good. But yeah, round 139 is an easy one. And not difficult in the slightest. Here we go, guys. Can we beat a fortified BED? And I think there's a regular BED that follows behind it as well. So this is going to be very difficult. I'm currently thinking there's no shot, but who knows? Use that ability again. Level 3 ability. We got a damage stage on it. That's something. That's 1 loop done, by the way. Got to keep track of the loops. Oh, wait. Keep you on first targeting for sure. That's 2 loops done. Okay. Am I going to be able to get another damage stage? We do. All right. I mean, it was a valiant effort. I think we'll give it one more attempt, though, because you have to remember, guys, we can sell stuff, right? So I can technically sell these. And what's the most efficient use of cash to get BD damage? That's the question. I'm thinking Super Monkey Fan Club with Glue Strike is always a good option. Now, I still highly doubt this will give me enough damage to defend around 140, but I have to give it a shot. And then I've got 6.3k remaining. I guess we probably just upgrade the darts to triple shot, which increases their attack speed. I'm assuming I'll do better than the previous attempt. For sure, I should, with the extra damage. But the question is how much better? Let's use your ability. What's the DPS looking like? A couple thousand. I do think this is a more effective use of cash than getting like Spike Storm or First Strike. I feel like I'm definitely gonna get more damage with the Dart Monkeys than I would through those routes. We've got like 8k on this guy and then 4k on the rest of them. That's not bad. I think that's the second loop being done. Okay, we've actually got down a decent bit of damage changes too. Wait a second. Is this possible? Well, the problem is I'm going to die against the insides even if I pop the layer, which we're really close to popping the layer. I don't think this is possible, guys. I really don't. I'll give it one final attempt, though, for you guys. Instead of the Dart Monkey spam, we'll try Spike Storm. Let's see how this works. Maybe this does more than the Super Monkey Fan Clubs. Who knows? Double Spike Storm. How much damage are these doing? Oh, man. That actually did more than I thought. I guess it's because the map does 3 loops around, so it's throwing the spikes more densely on the track due to the overlapping, if that makes sense. All right, 2 Spike Storms again. I still don't think this is gonna be enough though. Dude, it's crazy though. This guy's got 48,000 pops from 1 round. Wait a second. 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 Let me cook. I need to sell an Alk buff. I need to get these with White Hot Spikes. Come on. Spike Storms now. No, I'm gonna be dead. I think I'll pop the layer though. We'll call it there, guys. Round 140 deflation. We did actually pop the fortified beauty, which I think is some sort of victory. 20 million pops on Captain Churchill. Nicely done. And yeah, that is the current deflation world record. Can it be beat? I don't know. Possibly. The only way I think that it might be possible to beat is if an Azili strategy works, but I don't really see an Azili strategy making it all the way to around 140. But if you did enjoy today's video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button because more awesome update content to come. I'm out. Peace, guys. Have a good one.